coming to you live from Numancia, Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. I'm having my morning cup of coffee, my coffee with Gino cup here, my Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. It's coffee, cream, and sugar, all in one, powder form. Comes in this sachet. You put it in your cup, powder form. Put hot water, and you got a nice cup of coffee. Yesterday, my good friend, the Colonel's Chronicles, he actually sent me a picture, and it was the same Copico Blanca, but it said on the bottom, it says winter blend. I was like, whoa, winter blend. I'm gonna have to try to look for that one. But the Colonel told me that the winter blend, all the difference was it had marshmallows. That's the only difference, that it had marshmallows. But I'm gonna have to look for it. Actually, after this live stream today, I'm gonna head to the market. I'm gonna go to Calibo and buy some items at the SM Cherry. I like grocery shopping at SM Cherry. If I get there around 9 a.m., that's usually a good time, even on the Sunday. Not many people yet shop there, but I gotta get there around 9. That's why I started the live stream a little early today. That way I can get to SM Cherry around 9 a.m. Charlie Latz, good morning, my good friend in Boston, Hello, Charlie. Hey, yo, Tim, my good friend in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Hey, Bill Meyer, good morning, good prayers to you, my brother. Lowell, hey, kumusta, Lowell? Mabuti ako, Lowell, from Oregon. Mabuhay. God bless, my brother. You are yes, I'm a little early today. I actually dropped off Mom and Leanna already at church. They like going to like the 6 a.m. Service, so I took them to church already. I didn't get my morning walk this morning. I should have gotten a little bit earlier, got up early, but I was slow moving this morning. So I'll probably end up doing my walk later on, maybe after I go grocery shopping at SM Cherry. Goku, hey Goku, long time no see, Goku. Hello, I said hi. All right, my friend. They have pumpkin spice eggnog coffee here. I remember that, all that pumpkin spice. We don't have it here. In the province here. They might have it in Boracay, at Starbucks Boracay. That's the only place I can try those flavorful, like holiday season flavors, like pumpkin spice. But I have not had pumpkin spice in a long time. I've not had eggnog in a long time. I wasn't able to buy eggnog when we went to SNR. This last trip we went about a week and a half ago. I didn't notice it. I didn't notice the eggnog by the milk section. I didn't see any eggnog. So no eggnog for us this year. No, for Christmas. I had gotten eggnog one year here, and Dazzle actually got to try it. She liked it. But this year I wasn't able to buy at SNR. All right, let me start with the weather. Looking at the Windy app, I always look at the Windy app. No typhoon, no low pressure, no storms headed to the Philippines. So hopefully, like I said a couple of days now, hopefully we are done. We are done with all the typhoons. We've had 23 this year, so plenty of typhoon this year already in the Philippines. So we're only about 10 days, and we're done with December. So hopefully no more typhoons. And looking at the Windy app again, nothing. I don't see any chance of a storm or typhoon this next few days anyway. And then the weather forecast, it says here in Cagayan, Isabela, Northern Luzon, Visayas, Bicol region, Metro Manila, and the rest of the country. The same thing that I've been reporting the past few days now. It says cloudy skies, scattered rains, and isolated thunderstorms. Now, yesterday here in Aklan, here in our area, there was like torrential rain here. Yesterday during the day and last night again, lots of rain, But this morning, no rain this morning. Sun is trying to come up. We'll see if the sun comes up here. Francis, all right, let me pull this up. Maybe I can read I have a hard time reading on my the comments sometimes on my phone, but let me put it up here on my laptop. Maybe I can read it better on my laptop here. All right. All right, there. I can see it better. I can see it. Francis, 1, 2, 3. All right. Prayers, Francis. All right. And today, I always try to do a topic. That way, we have a topic conversation. I like going to like the different Facebook groups. I belong to a few Facebook groups here in the Philippines, expat groups. There was one gentleman here. He made a comment. Got a lot of comments already. He posted about 3 hours ago. He's already got about 75 comments on it. And he says, here's a random statement question. And he says, one of the reasons I'm looking forward to my move to the Philippines is eating better. As those of you that's from the United States know, it's easy to eat unhealthy here. There's an overabundance of bad food, junk food, etc. in the States. Also here in the States, large obesity is getting out of control. 73.6% of all adults in the United States are either overweight or obese. Sadly, 1/3 of children under 18 are overweight or obese. These numbers are staggering and gets worse year after year. So do any of you eat better since moving there? I mean, it must be healthier eating because I rarely see any obese Filipino people in any pictures. First, before I read some of the comments, for my opinion, for my experience, there's a difference like here in the Philippines when you live in a city. Again, it's living in a city and living in a province. If you live in a city here in the Philippines, let's say you go to Manila, Cebu City, Iloilo City, you're gonna have more of those American fast food available to you. More, not just McDonald's, you got Burger King, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, you name it. It's gonna be available to you. And a lot of times, that's what causes a lot of weight gain. Is fast food is not the healthiest food for you. In my experience, since I moved here, I have been healthier here. I've eaten healthier here in the Philippines because for most of the time I make my own food. I've been cooking, I've been buying my own food. And the reason I say there's a difference between if you live in a city or live in a province, here in the province where I live, in Numancia, Aklan, we're a small town here. Majority of the shopping that I do is at our public market. In our public market, I buy everything fresh. All the produce that I buy, all the fruits, seafood, I buy it fresh. And I go often. You know, we have a little tricycle, Bumblebee, for people that know us. We take our tricycle. The public market is about 1 kilometer away from us, really close. We've even walked to the public market when we feel like walking. So for me, as far as like the food, if you cook your own food, I think you will just naturally eat healthier. You know, a lot of times eating fast food, high calorie, if you're eating burgers or eating pizza, if you're eating, even Dunkin' Donuts, all that. that's more readily available to you if you live in the city. Here in the province, like I said, in our small town of Numancia, we got it in Calibo. Some, not many. We got like we have McDonald's and Jollibee in Calibo. It's still 15 minutes away from my house, so not really convenient, not easy for me to like buy fast food. Here in Numancia, we do not have any fast food here. They did open Andox. Andox is like a fried chicken place, but we don't go. You know, it's like seldom do we go. And if we do go to Andox, we don't buy the fried chicken. We buy a rotisserie chicken because me, I gave up on all fried foods. I'm not eating fried foods anymore. So that helps me. That helps me maintain my health, maintain my weight. Actually, I'm trying to gain weight, if anything. You know, it's like, but I'm not. If you look at me, I'm 5'10". I'm about 148 pounds now. So I'm pretty thin. Most people say I'm pretty thin. You know. Look back. There's a spider. All right, there's a spider. All right, dude. All right. Okay. Let me. Alone. Love from Underworld. Underworld. All right. Goku. Canadian beaver lost 3.6 at a restaurant. Not a good investment. Yeah, I did see that. I watched the video. It popped up on my. And I'm glad that Michael did that video because he's honest. You know, it's like sharing his experience. And I had the same experience here. I had a resto bar. When was that? 2022. You know, it lasted about a year. Lost money. You know, so I feel him. And I know what Michael feels when I was watching that. Even when I first went to the Canadian Beaver, I was hoping it would be successful. Of course, you don't want to wish any bad luck from people. You want people to like be successful, but it's hard. Restaurant business here in the Philippines, a bar business here. I mean, like he was saying, it's fun. You get, but if it's a hard business to get in here because of competition. And I always tell people, if you come to the Philippines, just retire in the Philippines. It's like owning a business here, not a good idea in my opinion. Any business, it doesn't even be restaurant, any business here. It's just hard to, if your goal is coming to the Philippines and running a business, you're gonna end up putting a lot of hours. You're gonna get stressed. It's like, for me, why do that if you come here to retire? J-Boy, good morning, Kuya Gino. Good morning, J-Boy. No kidding, there's a spider. All right, dude. I'm not scared of spiders, man. It's not a big thing to me. We got spiders in the Philippines, man. If you're scared of spiders, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place, brother. John Vasquez, Sir Dazzle TV. All right, John. The secret of Filipino are skinny is rice. LOL. I don't know about that. People always tell me rice is unhealthy and all that, but I don't eat much rice. Even when I eat at restaurants or even at the house here, I might eat half a cup of rice. I'm not a big rice eater like a lot of Filipinos here. They can eat platefuls of rice. I'm not a big rice eater. Maybe that's why I remain skinny. I don't gain any weight. But to me, that's the big difference. If you're cooking your own food, you have control of how healthy your dishes are. And that doesn't even have to be in the Philippines, even in the US. I mean, you can avoid all the junk food in the US, even when you're at the grocery store. Don't buy cookies, don't buy potato chips, don't buy all that junk food, don't eat fast food in the US. If you buy vegetables, if you eat a lot of salads, you can stay healthy anywhere you are. So to me, there's really not just because you're coming to the Philippines, you would eat healthier. But from my experience, myself, and then seeing other expats here, I have a few friends here. They have lost weight when they come here, because a lot of people, when they come here to the Philippines, they don't have a vehicle, they don't have a car. It's like in the US, it's almost automatic. Who doesn't have a car in the US? Everybody has a car. And everybody just, any trip to the store, any trip to the anywhere, you drive your car. It doesn't matter how close you are. If you're like, if you have an apartment, you have a house, and you're only like a couple of blocks away from 7-Eleven or whatever, you still drive your car in the US. That's just the way it is. You know, it's like not many people walk around. Not many people walk around in the US. Just my experience. Maybe walk to exercise, jog to exercise, but running errands, things like that, most people in the US, you know, they're riding in their car, in the AC in their car, not a lot of walking. Here, a lot of expats, my friends that live in Iloilo City, they walk all over the place because they don't have a car. You know, I have friends in Iloilo City, they don't have a car, they don't have a motorbike. They rely on public transportation, so they end up walking more. I have a friend here in Calibo. He's been here now since May. He's lost a ton of weight because he didn't purchase a car, he didn't purchase a motorbike. He's walking everywhere in Calibo because Calibo is very walkable. You can walk to the mall, you can walk to the fruit stand, you can walk to the Pastrana Park. So he's lost weight, and he lost a lot of weight since he's been here. So, and I think you're just more outdoor, period, in the Philippines, especially if you're in the US and you're living in like a cold climate area. If you're living right now, if you're living in like North Dakota, South Dakota, you're not going to be doing a lot of walking. You know, you're not going to be doing a lot of walking outside. Here in the Philippines, I walk pretty much the entire year. There's not a time of the year where it's too cold. Maybe rainy, you know, maybe when there's a typhoon, you can't walk outside, but pretty much you can walk year round there. Even on light rain, I'll bring an umbrella. I'll walk around my community here. Not hard to, because of the weather, you know, so there's many factors, not just the food, not just the junk food or fast food, but also you're more active in the Philippines. I know I am. You know, even though when I was in the US, I used to road bike, I used to mountain bike. There's just more opportunities here, especially if you're, like I said, if you're coming from Canada, you know, Alaska, if you're coming from those places, you know, half the year of those places, you're buried in snow. So you're not going to be doing a lot of outdoor activity. Whereas here in the Philippines, you can pretty much do outdoor activity the whole year. Boracay Island, you know, it's like, Boracay Island, the tourist destination as it is, it's like from January to December, non-stop tourists, non-stop on the beach. It could be rainy season, it could be dry season, it doesn't matter. People are flocking to Boracay, going to the beach. You can swim in the ocean here, even though it's rainy season. There's really not a time of the year where you can't say, the water is too cold. You know, it's never like that here. You can go to the beach any time of the year and you go swimming on the, you know, on the ocean here. Warm waters compared to like if you're at the Atlantic Ocean or something, or even the Pacific Ocean in California. They're in Northern California. Man, you don't want to be swimming in that cold water. Here in the Philippines, pretty much year round, you can go swimming here on the beach. That's why I think that's it's more conducive to not gaining weight. You know, if you're more outdoors, you're more active. You know, you have a tendency of being more active here in the Philippines. There's just a lot to do, especially during the summer. The summer here, man, you're gonna lose weight here just because of the heat. Man, you're gonna be sweating here. I have not met a person here in the Philippines during the summer months here that don't sweat. You know, you need to be wearing like the dry fit t-shirt, like a cotton t-shirt like this. You're gonna be soaked, man. You're gonna be soaked. You go to Boracay come March, April, May, June, those 4 months. Man, a lot of times I don't have a top on in Boracay. I just have my shirt off because it's so hot. I have an umbrella to protect me from the sun. You know, it's like because it gets so hot here. William. Oop, let me go back here because it's hard for me to read, man. William, all right. But we don't walk around because everything is way too far apart. All right, that makes sense. You know, it's like I know people that live in areas that their store, even like a typical store, is so far away from them. You know, that's why people people drive cars. You never get to walk. Good point. Good point. But here in the Philippines, especially here in the province where I live, people just walk. You just see people. I mean, even from my community here, Camille Aklan, like I said, the public market is only about 1 kilometer away. I see people walking all the time to go to the public market to buy their veggies, whatever they want to get at the public market. Very common. A lot of people, even in Calibo, if you go to Calibo, Pastrana Park, people just walk. From Pastrana Park to the mall to you just see people walking. Walking is like a common activity here. It's not. And I don't see that in the U.S. Like you said, the gap. If you're too far to walk to the store, and generally, just people don't just the day-to-day activities. People get on their car. It's like that's the thing that. And I know when I lived in the U.S., I was the same way. It's like if for convenience, for speed, you just want to like get in and out of the grocery, get in and out of like if you have to go to the laundromat or whatever. Like with me, a lot of things are downtown, William. I get it, man. I get it, William. And in South Dakota, they don't walk around, especially in the winter. It's because of, I know, like I was saying, man, come winter time in like the cold climate areas, unless you got muckalucks or you got like snowshoes, you're not going to be walking outside. It's too cold, too cold. But that's another thing. That's another bonus. Like right now, we're in December and I'm watching the sunrise here. Today, it's probably going to hit close to 90 degrees here during the day. I walk around from time to time. Hey, the more you walk, the better, man. I try to walk twice a day. I walk in the morning, early morning. Dazzle and I, my wife and I, we walk at sunset. An hour in the morning, an hour at sunset, and I walk my dog too during the day. So I try to get as much walk as I can. And you see my vlogs, if I'm in Iloilo, even here in the, when I'm vlogging, I just vlog while I'm walking because I do a lot of walking. It's like it helps my health, improves my health here. Eat all you want as long as you exercise. Goku, when I was still running, before I was like heavy into running, I felt like that. I've always been able to eat anything I want. I've never, I guess I'm not a weight, I don't have like that problem, easy to gain weight because I was a runner for the longest time. So I just run, like I just burn the calories. I actually have to like, when I was running still or riding my mountain bike, my road bike before, I used to like load up on carbs, load up on spaghetti, load up on stuff because I would lose weight, I would lose weight because I exercise too much. So, but now, my walking, I'm been able to maintain, like I said, I'm 5'10", I'm 148 pounds. Like me, a lot of things are downtown, all right? And South Dakota, hey, good AM, Fortune. The Panay Posse, all right, or even in Alaska Beach. Yeah, the same thing, right? Not just walking. You might live near an ocean or a lake in the United States or in Canada, but how often can you swim in it? Because the water is cold. Here in the Philippines, I can go to Boracay right now and I could be swimming. It's December. I could be swimming in the water on Front Beach, any beach in Boracay. I could be snorkeling in December. It's like that's the big difference there. You just have more chances here for like outdoor activity. Hiking is really big now here in Panay Island. There's Aklan trekkers here in our province. They do a lot of trekking now of like all the different mountains here, hiking trails. That's big here, and you can go hiking pretty much the entire year here. Unfortunately, you can't say that with many places in America because you got snow. You don't want to be hiking up in the mountain like when it's winter. Good AM, Charlie, Bill, Lowell, J-Boy. All right, Fortune, thanks. Okay. Good morning, Kuya Fortune from J-Boy. Happy Sunday, 4 days. I know, man. It's like incredible how close we are to Christmas already. So to me, like I was saying, it doesn't really matter where you live. If you live in the U.S., Canada, Philippines, you can eat healthy. It's just a matter of like prioritizing what's important. You know, if your health is important, easy enough to make sure you're buying like all fresh produce, making salads, eating a lot more salads. It'd be the same for me here. I could be eating a lot of fried foods here if I wanted to. I mean, most Filipino food, there's a lot of fried in it. Fried chicken, fried pork, everything fried in the street food here. Most every street food you can buy in the Philippines is fried, but I just gave up on fried food because I know it's not healthy for me. So it's a choice. It's not really, to me, it doesn't really matter where you live. It's like, it's a health, taking care of your health. It's a personal choice. So I was just reading some of the comments, and you know, people get into the comments, you know, it's like Filipino food, you know, they're saying, you know, a lot of it is sweet. A lot of Filipino food are sweet. Even spaghetti here is sweet. But you can avoid all that if you make it your own, you know, if you make your own food. Usually now, even here in the Philippines, we don't have the level of obesity problem that they have in America, but I'm seeing more people that have weight problem here in the Philippines because, you know, Americans brought all that food here. You guys brought all that American food here. If you're living in Manila, like I said, if you're living in Cebu City, you know, man, they got, you know, they got Burger King now. They got Wendy's. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken. They got, you know, all the fast food places in the U.S., you know, they brought it over here in the Philippines. So Dunkin' Donuts, man, even Calibo. Imagine Calibo. We're like it's a small, Calibo's a town. It's not even a city near us here. I count like 4 or 5 Dunkin' Donuts, man. And to me, Dunkin' Donuts, you know, donuts were never really a Filipino, like a food that Filipinos eat. Growing up, you know, back in the 70s, I never heard of donut. You know, I ate pandesal, man. I ate Filipino baked goods. Donut was not common here in the Philippines, but that's the, you know, the American influence. That's that Dunkin' Donuts that came here. Now they have a Filipino brand. It's Dunkin' Donuts from the U.S. and Mr. Donut from here. They got Jayco Donut. They got so many donuts now. Filipinos like are hooked on donuts. Growing up, like I said, man, in the 70s, I was, you know, before I went to the United States, I never ate a donut, man. I never even heard of a donut. Peanut Butter Travels here. Just got off work. All right, Peanut Butter Travels. Derek, aloha. Hey, aloha, Derek. Aloha, my brother. Another rainy here yesterday. I mean, torrential rain almost yesterday. And there's no typhoon, no storms, but a lot of rain here yesterday. And then last night, a lot of rain again. But this morning looks like it's bright and sunny. Sun is coming out. The road was still wet this morning, still wet right now. Let me just show you outside real quick so you can see the weather here. Since we're talking about the weather. Yeah, since we're talking about the weather. Yeah, look at that. Another sunrise coming up there. Like I said, it rained a little bit last night. The ground is still wet this morning. There's our tricycle right there, Bumblebee. There's our car. But quiet, like always, here in our neighborhood. Ooh, that's a new Toyota Veloz. That's another Toyota SUV. I haven't seen that vehicle, man. Must be somebody visiting. One of my probably neighbor has company because I've never seen that vehicle before. Toyota Veloz. Toyota's really popular in our community here because we have a Toyota dealership here in Aklan, in Numancia, in our small town. There's our Toyota Wigo, like my neighbor there's got a Toyota Vios, another Vios right there. Both my neighbors got Toyota Vios. Very common here. Toyota. Very popular here. That sun is trying to come out there. Got some rain this morning, so we'll see. For more likely, we'll have a sunny day today. See, always quiet in my neighborhood. You know, people always talk about the Philippines. They can't stand the noise in the Philippines. I do not have that issue in my neighborhood. All I hear is birds every morning, even during the day, even at nighttime. We don't have problem with karaoke here. We don't got roosters. We don't got stray dogs running around. So don't believe it when people tell you that it's all like that here in the Philippines. You can find places in the Philippines that's a nice place to live, quiet place to live. Good neighbors, you know, it's like neighbors that we actually know each other. We actually celebrate things together. Like we're having a Christmas party here. Nosy neighbor. And well, you know, you're gonna have marites anywhere you go. You know, it's like that's just the Philippines. I mean, you know, that's one thing about the Philippines. There are marites. I'm not gonna lie. There are marites. Marites are like the people like nosy, kind of gossipy, and you know, that's they never bother me because like I don't let negative people like that bother me. Good AM, PBT, Derek, Sam, LOL. Also rained in Bacoor. Bacoor, all right. Paul, hey Paul, my friend in Iloilo City, all right. Best wishes, enjoying your Sunday. Yeah, man, it's like gonna be a nice day. I can tell it's not gonna be rainy today, so we'll probably do something today for sure. I'll do the grocery shopping at SM Cherry. Like I just gotta buy like household items like paper towel, napkins, tissue, things, soap, laundry soap, things like that. And then for our like meat items like ground beef, chicken, I buy those all at the SM Cherry. I don't buy them at the public market. The public market here in Numancia, I buy like the vegetables, I buy fruit, and I buy seafood because the seafood are fresh. A lot of times the seafood are still alive when you buy it at the public market here in Numancia. But chicken, pork, beef, I don't buy that at Numancia public market. I like it buying it at SM Cherry because at SM Cherry, those items, chicken, pork, and beef, they're refrigerated. They're like the same things that you see in America. They're displayed refrigeration. I buy the Magnolia chicken. It's like dressed chicken already. It's wrapped in plastic. It sits on ice on a refrigerated. Same thing that you see in America. That's why I buy it there. I do not buy meat products at the public markets because they scare me, man. I'm a medical. I worked in hospitals for 27 years in the United States. So I know about public health. I know about salmonella, all that stuff. I know all about that stuff. So the public market here, man, they scare me when it comes to like meat items because they'll just have like dressed chicken, pieces of chicken, like on top of a table here without any refrigeration, you know. They'll, you know, pork products just like laying out, you know, pork chops, you know, to me it's just not sanitary. You got flies flying in it, you know, so I'm picky when it comes to the meat items. I do buy it at SM Cherry. I don't buy it at the public market here. Sam, LOL, I am the same in my neighborhood. All right, Sam, all right. Like I said, you know, many people, you know, you just hear people all the time trash the Philippines and say, oh, I can't live there. Everywhere it's noisy there. There's like roosters or everywhere. There's like stray dogs everywhere. Not all, you know, that's why. That's the advantage if you live in a gated community, because a gated community, we have an HOA, We have security here. We have gardeners to take care. We got trash people that pick up our garbage, so we don't have a problem with trash. So it's like anything else. Like in the U.S., it's the same thing. If you live in a good neighborhood in the U.S., you won't have that problem. But if you live in like distressed neighborhoods in the U.S., you're gonna have like issues, right? Derek, NFL games on Netflix. Oh no, I saw that. I saw actually I on Netflix it came up, so I saved it. I said save this, so I guess it gives me like a reminder. I think it's the Cowboys and the Commanders, I think, and then the other one was Detroit or Minnesota. Two games. So I'll watch those definitely on Christmas Day. It's free, man. It's free, so I'll watch it. So that's actually only going to be the second or third game that I'll watch. I've only watched one NFL game so far, and it was like I think it's a free either on YouTube or Netflix. It was free, like just like it is on Christmas Day. So I'll watch it. I'll watch the football game. In the U.S., called Karens. Yeah, Derek. I've heard that. I've heard about Karens. That's actually, that term Karen is like after my time because I left the United States in 2011, so, and I haven't been back. So a lot of the terms like Karen, that woke, that DEI, all that stuff didn't exist when I was still living in America, and all that came about like when I moved here to the Philippines already. So I had to like research so like a lot of that stuff and like, oh, okay, that's what that means. It's like I didn't all the gender things. I never heard of all that stuff before I left the U.S. Do you like shrimp? I like shrimp, but I'm now allergic to shellfish. I used to be able to eat shrimp. I used to be able to eat all seafood. I love all the seafood, but now I can only eat fish. Any shellfish, I'm allergic now because I had cancer 3 years ago. 3 years ago now, and my radiation, my chemo messed up my immune system. So now I'm allergic. It's like so unfortunate because like, man, I live in one of the seafood capital places here in the Philippines, Rojas City. Even here in Aklan, we got so much seafood, but unfortunately, I can't eat it anymore. That's the thing. Everywhere has nice places and then bad places, right? Right, to me, that's what that's why me, Sam, you will never hear me generalize about America, about the Philippines, about any country or anywhere I've been. I don't generalize because I know there's pros and cons anywhere you live. There's good, there's bad, there's you just have to like, if you're looking for good places to live in the Philippines, you just got to do your research. You got to do your time. Boots on the ground. Come here, spend some time in the area, learn the area. That way you can find the good places to live. But many places here to live, that are nice. I always tell people, man, Aklan Province, Panay Island, one of the gems, one of the hidden gems here in the Philippines. Especially if you're like on a budget retirement, if you only have Social Security as your main pension, you can live really well here, comfortable here in Panay Island. Many places here, low cost of housing. If you rent, very low cost of housing, and then the cost of living, very low. Very provincial here. So a lot of the products here, a lot of our produce, fruits, they come locally in Panay Island. It's like the ones that are expensive, of course, if they have to like bring it in here, buy it from another province or outside the country when they bring it here. But the local products here, man, you can eat healthy here, man. We got like cabbage, we got bitter melon, we got lettuce for making salads, cucumber, tomatoes, but you name it. So to me, it's silly when you say that Filipino food is unhealthy. Maybe it's unhealthy when you're like eating out all the time because like the people cooking it, at restaurants or fast food places here. But if you're buying your grocery like I'm buying it from the public market. We're cooking our own food. I'm using ingredients that I know are healthy. I check the label, make sure there's no negative thing with the ingredients. You can cook healthy food here. I mean, you can cook healthy food anywhere you live. You know, it's just a matter of choice, a matter of what you're putting inside your body. Here in England, it's one of the richest countries in the world. Still plenty of bad places. Same in America, right? Same anywhere you go now. You know, it's like America's one of the richest countries in the world. More millionaires live in America. More, you see like mansions, you see cars and expensive cars. But, you know, there's areas in the United States where you don't want to live. You know, even places like even in Los Angeles, you know, there's areas there, you know, if you're like in East LA or some Compton, you know, there's like places where you don't want to live. Even in Tucson, Arizona, I lived in Tucson, Arizona. You got nice areas like in Catalina, you got Tanque Verde, but you don't want to live in like South Tucson, man. There's like areas in South Tucson it's not very nice, man. Derek, no MSG in food. Yeah, that's the thing, right? If you're cooking your food like me, I don't buy that MSG, that magic syrup, I don't buy that stuff, man. You know, it's like when I cook, I might put a little bit of salt or salt and pepper. That's pretty much what I use for seasoning. I don't use like that MSG that everybody uses, that magic syrup here, and I don't use that stuff. We don't buy that stuff. We don't buy soda. There's never a soda in our house. The only time we buy soda is if we have visitors, if we have guests coming into the house, because I know most Filipinos eat soda, but we don't buy soda. We drink water. We drink coconut water. We drink calamansi. We make our own calamansi juice. So it takes effort. You know, it takes effort to eat healthy, but you can eat healthy anywhere you are. All right, that's enough about food. I'll talk about another topic because this topic, it caught my eye because somebody made a comment. Somebody made a comment on my one of my videos. Let me see here. Yeah, right here. And this was it made a comment on these shorts that I do. Actually, YouTube does it for me from these live streams that I do. They do an AI short, and all I have to do is I title them. So it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. It's an extra video for me that I don't have to do a lot of work. And this comment came from a video. I said here, never been bored in the Philippines. And I've never been bored here. There's many times where I also have too many things going on. You know, I actually have like my New Year's resolution actually, and I told this to Dazzle, I'm gonna limit my time now with YouTube just because it was started like being too much, and you know, making videos, the live streams, meetups with people, setting up like expat party, you know, so it's becoming too much. So I told myself that for 2026, my new year, I'm gonna lessen. You know, I'll still do videos, I'll still do live stream, but maybe lessen my footprint on YouTube because I need to focus on more things that more time with Dazzle. Since we lost our Chloe, you know, I know Dazzle, you know, Chloe was our dog, our Shih Tzu for 11 and a half years. So, and Dazzle's really missing Chloe, and I'm missing Chloe too. You know, it's like we're both still grieving, and I know Dazzle needs me right now. More time with Dazzle, more time for us to like do things together, because it's weird how when we lost Chloe, you know, this past month now, almost a month now, everything's just not quite right, you know. And I know it's the grieving process because, you know, Chloe was just a fireball, you know. She was just like so much energy, even as she got on later years. She, you know, the minute we wake up, she's in our bed, it's just hyper. Every time we walk on the door here, she's hyper, you know. So we do miss that. That's why I know I have to spend more time with Dazzle, focus on the two of us. That way she doesn't get too sad. No, Derek, Philippine like Ajinomoto. You know, I don't see that anymore as much, Derek, the Ajinomoto. I remember that. It's like in a clear container with it says Ajinomoto. But what people see now, most homes and most cooking here that I see, they use magic syrup. Is what but it's the same thing. It's like magic syrup is MSG, and we don't use that. We don't buy that. I don't use that in any of my cooking. JP, hello, Gino and the posse. All right, JP. I am pretty sure I am allergic to balut. You're allergic to balut. You don't want to eat balut anyway, JP, because one thing balut has is, man, it's high cholesterol, So, for me, I'm trying to, keep my cholesterol down, low protein. I'm trying to low protein, low cholesterol is my diet now. So balut, I'm not a fan anyway of balut. I'm certain it will make me puke like crazy. Yeah. Good AM, GP from Fortune. All right. So that video, that short, never been bored in the Philippines. I got a comment. I got a comment from Papa Bear. Papa Bear is his name. I like the name, Papa Bear. Papa Bear. 007. Papa Bear 007. That's kind of like a James Bond. James Bond even. He said, I've been living here for 2 years in Iloilo. I do not like it. I do like it. I'm sorry. I do like it, but I'm so bored here. I'm retired like you, but I'm single. It's very difficult to meet someone that I find quality. I'm considering to move somewhere else in the Philippines just because I feel I have no love life. Iloilo, I belong to 3 motorcycle groups, so that's good. At least he belongs to 3 motorcycle. I enjoy my friendships with the guys, but there's no single ladies. The guys content, we're just getting drunk. This one quality I just don't understand, and I don't find that fun. All right, same with me, man. It's like I rarely drink. I'm not into drinking. Again, my health is my priority, so I'm focused on that. So I answered him, this was my reply to him. I just told him, you just haven't met the right Filipina. That's to me, that's the reason he's bored. He hasn't met the right Filipina, which is unfortunate because 2 years, man, that's a long time not to meet, I've just never met anybody here that's taken that long to meet a Filipina. But I know it happens, maybe like he said, one of his comment, find quality. I don't know what kind of qualities he's looking for in a Filipina. And then if he's in Iloilo City, I could see that a little bit about having a hard time meeting somebody in Iloilo City, because a lot of the women in Iloilo City, the younger ones anyway, the ones in their 20s and 30s, most of them are employed. Most of them are working hard in Iloilo City, making good money in Iloilo City. I know like the call centers in Iloilo City, they pay pretty good. They pay like 40,000 pesos, some higher, some on those call centers in Iloilo City. So, and a lot of times, those people that are college graduate and then they're also working, have a career, 20s and their 30s. I'm assuming the gentleman here, he says he's retired. He's retired. So he's probably late 50s, maybe even 60s. That's not the pool that will be attracted to him. It's like just because professionals, they're working, they have a job, more likely they're dating people that they work with. A lot of times when you're like the older expat here, you're better off meeting like not in the city, not in Iloilo City, just because, like I said, most people are employed there. That's why most prefer going to the province, like here in Aklan province. I think there's just better opportunities to meet single women here. And then I just added to my comment to his suggestion to him. I know not everybody's religious. I know that, I don't expect people come here, find religion all of a sudden. But, if you're looking for quality single Filipinas, I've always mentioned this on my live stream. It's like church. Filipinas that go to church, a lot of times, that's a good quality in itself. They got morals. They believe in God. They go to church. It's like the Filipinas don't go to church. to me, that's almost kind of like a red flag for me already. Because like here in the Philippines, it's hard to find families here or find Filipinas here that don't go to church. It's a thing here. It's like there's so many religions here. It's not just Catholic, it's Protestant, it's you name it, LDS, Mormons, you name it. All religions are here. So it's almost hard to find a Filipina actually that doesn't believe in some type of religion. All right. Let me just see the comments here. Maybe you guys got input. Maybe you guys got input on your experience, like finding a Filipina here. But I do think like finding a Filipina, it's easier in the province than meeting one in the city. Because in the city, like I said, most Filipinos there will be working, they're employed. And if you meet them, if you want to spend time with them, chances are you're going to have to like make an arrangement with that Filipina to where you need to quit work, let's hang out, I'll pay, whatever salary you had. Because, when the Filipinas are working in the cities like Manila, Cebu City, Iloilo City, a lot of times they're supporting their siblings or they're supporting their parents. They're sending money to their family members. I just see more opportunities like for this gentleman. And then that's what he was saying. He was saying that he is thinking of moving somewhere because it's been 2 years in Iloilo and he hasn't been successful. My other recommendation to him on my reply to him, like for me, when I came to the Philippines in 2011, meeting a Filipina wasn't high on my priority. I was still young, I was 45. Finally got to retire at 45, so I was like, man, it's like I was just happy with not working anymore, having my own freedom, having my own time. When I moved here, my focus, I went to Boracay Island. That was my landing spot here. Spent my first 18 months in Boracay. My focus in Boracay was like mountain biking, snorkeling, whatever activity. I was really, I'm physically fit. I was able to do those things. So that was my focus. Finding a Filipina wasn't a big focus for me because I know that would, that would reduce my time, hanging out with the guys, doing activities that I have. Because, the minute you start dating someone or the minute you have a Filipina, of course, you're going to have to spend time with that Filipina. You're not going to have as much time, unlimited time riding your mountain bike, unlimited time on the beach, staying out late at night, or doing the things that when you're single you can do. So to me, there's also an advantage to being single. It's like, to me, I know he's bored, but to me, I just never been bored here. That's the thing. To me, I would live it up, man. I would like, if I was in this situation, I would just do everything that I wanted to do. And that was my recommendation to him. Find a place where that's the place you always kind of dreamed of going. Man, it could be Palawan. I hear a lot of people want to go to Palawan. Go to Panglao, Bohol, Boracay Island. There's so many places. If you're a beach person, if you're not a beach person, you like the mountains, go to Baguio City, live in Tagaytay. To me, it's better that you find a place where you really want to live, get settled, enjoy that place. And to me, your chances of you meeting a Filipina with the same interests would be pretty high because you're in the area where you're having fun, and more likely you're gonna be a fun person to be with. If you're already bored in the area, chances are you're not a fun person to be around. You're bored, you don't like the place where you're living. Chances are you're not going to be fun to hang out for the Filipina to hang out with you. You're not going to be attractive to the Filipina. But like for me, when I was in Boracay, I was having the time of my life. I know, like when I meet people, they're like, oh, Gino's fun. Hey, let's go clubbing. Let's go. There's a party at this place. Let's go play on the beach. We would play ultimate frisbee on the beach. We play beach volleyball. There was always like fun activities where there were chances to meet Filipina. I think the more fun you're having, the more attractive you would be to a Filipina. the more miserable you are, if you're not happy, if you're bored, you're not happy about your life, I don't think you're going to be attractive to a Filipina. Just my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. Stars. Merry Christmas. Hello. Poland. All right. Wow, Poland. That's awesome. I don't get many in our live stream for Poland. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Stars, for joining. Stairway. All right, let me see. I just want to make sure. I want to make sure I'm reading. Make sure I didn't leave a. Lowell, Morning Fortune. Lowell, hello JP. Hello, hey Lowell, JP. You have to go to a good fishing holes, and there will be good Filipinas fishing there. There you go, man. To me, JP, you got the idea. You know, you enjoy fishing, so do the fun things that you enjoy. You know, to me, and then if you meet a Filipina there, you already know she likes fishing, right? Because chances are, if you're doing things that you enjoy, you already have that commonality with the Filipina. I left. All right, that's Fortune. Is he into biking? Then he is not fishing. Then he's not. Yeah, he's into motorbikes. I guess he belongs to 3 groups. And to me, the other way to meet Filipinas here is your friends that are expats. You know, because chances are, like Dazzle and I, if we're your friend, we've helped people, we've hooked up people together, because you know, I can kind of gauge, you know, what a person's looking for, and maybe I have a friend that Dazzle has a friend that, hey, they might be they might be good together, and that's happened. That's happened before. My friend Robbie, that's how he met Jonah Lynn. Now they're engaged. He met Jonah Lynn from an expat that had a Filipina girlfriend. The girlfriend was friends with John. You know, that's how you meet. You know, that, you know, to me, that's a good way to meet, just because you know, for me, if I know you, like JP, I'm getting ready to meet JP in person, I can kind of gauge, like, okay, JP likes this, JP likes that. I can hear from him what he's looking for a Filipina. And if I have a Filipina friend, or Dazzle has a Filipina friend, they'll be like, hey, set them up for a date. You know, what's the harm setting them up on a date? You know, the more you're around other expats with Filipina wives or Filipina girlfriends, that's a chance for you to meet a Filipina. You know, Christian Filipina, send her my way. Stairway to Serbia. I've heard people meet people at Christian Filipina, but I don't recommend. I don't recommend dating sites. You know, to me, the best way to meet a Filipina here in the Philippines is just come here, meet the person, boots on the ground, meet the person in. You know, too many things can go wrong when you're talking to a Filipina online. You know. I'm sure everybody's heard nightmares of, you know, you meet a Filipina online, but she's talking to 4 or 5 different guys, you know, and you know. So to me, it's you're better off meeting the person here. Then you can meet her parents. Also, you can meet her family. You know, you can. You don't see that when you're dating. Just online, and then, you know, even the profile pic, you know, it's like it could be somebody else on the profile pic, or filtered. It could be filtered, man. He can go to Haro Cathedral, then to Molo Church, then to San Jose. I'm sure he will find quality. That's what I was saying. Fortune. To me, he's talking about quality. You know, I don't know what quality he's looking, but to me, you know, quality Filipina, for me anyway, you meet them at church. You know, a Filipina that goes to church, usually that's a good start. That's a good start. At least they believe in God. At least they pray. You know, at least they got morals. You know, it's like I would not be, you know, I would not be the ones to meet like some, go to Angeles City. I know people go to Angeles City and meet Filipinas there and hit the bars. To me that would be a mistake. It's like if you want quality, if you're out just to have fun, if you're just out to have fun with a Filipina, yeah, go to Angeles City, go to Dumaguete City. Go to the clubs, go to the bars. If you're out to fun, but if you're looking for a long-term relationship. Loyal, honest Filipina with values, church, brother, go to church. He needs someone to introduce him to the family. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Usually it's like a connection with another expat. If you're friendly, I know this, it can't be my, I'm not saying this guy is like that, but, sometimes you have to look at yourself also, are you a friendly person? Are you a good person? It's like, that, maybe that's why you don't have anybody with you. Maybe there's, maybe you have to correct issues first with yourself in order for you to meet a good Filipina here. Good morning, Gino. Good morning, Scuba Steve. Scuba Steve. Good morning, Scuba Steve. Could you say, all right, I don't do that, could you say my name kind of thing, because I do not want to say anything bad, or, people always try to trick you online, so. Good AM, Steve. I fly out in 1 week. All right, JP, all right, fly out in 1 week. There you go, Captain Ron, that's a good one, right? He says, take a cooking class at a local college to meet a Filipina. That's where I met Dazzle, man. I met Dazzle in college. I don't want you guys to go the extreme like I did. I went to a 4-year college and attended college. That's how I met Dazzle. But cooking, man, if you take a cooking class at a local college here, plenty of single Filipinas there that are in school, or that are studying. Good tip. That's a pro tip right there, Captain Ron. That must have been something you did, man. That's a pro tip, brother. Good suggestion. Good Filipina cook is a good wife. There you go. That's another plus, right? If she's in a cooking class, she can cook. And that's a bonus, man. That's a bonus when you meet someone here that can cook. Why does your house look like my friend's house in the Philippines? Same color, etc. This is a common house here in the Philippines. It's called Camellia Homes. Pretty much entire Philippines, I would say there's 80 provinces, about 80 provinces in the Philippines. Pretty much the entire Philippines, there's a Camellia Homes. There's a Camellia Homes here in Roa City, Camellia Homes in Iloilo, in Savannah, Iloilo City. There's Camellia Homes here in Aklan, in Manila, anywhere you go. That's why it's similar. It's the company Camellia. It's under what's that family? Well, I can't think of the name. Sometimes like the Villar family, Villar is who makes this developments, gated communities here, affordable gated communities here in the Philippines. My wife's name is Dazzle TV. That's what it's called. We named the channel from, like the Netflix movie Love Hard, the girl was catfished. Oh, okay. I had to learn what that catfish term, catfish was like a new term for me too, Derek. When I left the U.S., I never heard of catfish, but that's a term that I had to learn too, how they use a different profile. They put, if you're dating online, that could happen. The girl might be using somebody else's profile to like hook up with you. Star and Bob. JP, going to Angeles City to meet a Filipina is like buying a ticket on the Titanic for an adventure. Yeah, to me, that, like I said before, JP, it's like nothing wrong with hitting Ruben, he likes to go to Angeles City, but know what you're getting when you go there. Angeles City is like, you go there for fun. It's kind of like the Las Vegas, kind of Sin City. It's kind of like the Sin City of the Philippines. So at least you know what you're going there. Just fun, bar hopping, the clubs, girls in the clubs and all that. You can have fun, but to me, that's not wife material. That's not like somebody that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. Nothing wrong with having fun if you got the money, to spend. I know people do that all the time. A man divorced 2 or 3 times is a red flag. And that's the thing, right, Phil? People always talk about Filipinas, red flags with the Filipinas. But like I was saying, you got to be honest with yourself too. If you're coming here to the Philippines, you got to know your red flags too. Because like expats that come here got red flags too. Like you said, if you've been divorced 2 to 3 times, if you got a hot temper, anger management issues, if you're, you got to make sure you're a good person also. That way you're attractive to a Filipina. And, people can tell that. It's like even me, it's like I meet people here, I meet so many people. There's expats here that I've met that there's no way I would introduce a Filipina friend of ours to that expat. Just saying. It's like because I would not want to hook up a Filipino to somebody that I don't think is a good person. And unfortunately, there's like not good people here, foreigners that come here that they have that attitude of like being better than everyone. It's like that I know they won't treat their Filipina good. So why would I introduce a Filipina to them that I know? It's like I want to hook up people that I think deserve each other, that are good people, going to be good together. Yeah, I hear that all the time, red flags with the Filipina, man. But I see a lot of red flags with a lot of expats that come here. They come here with like attitude. The minute they like throw around money, that's usually a red flag too. It's like they talk about how much money they make, how much money they have, how much I can build a house, big house. The minute they start doing that, like kind of like showing off, maybe it attracts some Filipinas because of the money, but you're gonna attract the wrong Filipina with that. It's like if you're flashing around money, spending a lot of money, showing you got a lot of cash, you might get that wrong Filipina that can bankrupt you. It's like you want somebody that's gonna take good care of you. You don't want somebody that's gonna like take all your money away from you. The thing in Angeles, JP, you will not be sure if she is a Pinay. He might be a Pinoy. That's funny. That's funny, Fortune. Yeah, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful in Angeles City. What Fortune means, there's a lot of lady boy. There's a lot of lady boy in Angeles City. So you gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that. That's been happening in Angeles. I used to be stationed at Clark Air Base in the Philippines. It's in Angeles City. This was back in the 80s until 91 when I got thrown out of there by Mount Pinatubo. Even back then, Angeles City, what happens in Angeles City, even back then and even today, a lot of women from everywhere in the Philippines, they go there to Angeles City specifically to work in the bars because easy money. You can make easy money in the bars there. That's why, but be careful with the Pinoy. Be very careful. A lot of lady boys also, a lot of lady boys in Angeles City. Emilio, good morning. This is my last day. Thanks. Got your time with your fam. I'll be here. All right, Emilio. Well, we enjoyed it, man. I'm glad. Emilio came here to Calibo. I was able to show him around Calibo, New Washington, Ackland. He went fishing with Dazzle and Mom. So it was great hanging out with you, Emilio. I'm glad we got to hang out, brother. I was the only guy right there, Captain Ron. I mean, that's like, that's a win, right, Captain Ron? He's the only guy in the cooking class. He's surrounded by women, more likely single women. That's like, man, that's a pro tip. All right, guys, attend a cooking class. I'm going to mark that down, Captain Ron. Thank you for the tip for all the single guys out there. Take a cooking class in the Philippines, man. Good AM, Emilio, leaving. Yes, he's heading back to San Diego. Gotta be back to work, man. Unfortunately, the fun is over for Emilio. He's gotta, still gotta go back to work in San Diego. Then hopefully someday, brother, you'll make it here to the Philippines. So he went to college right there, right there. Like Fortune said, I went to college, man. Again, if you go to college here like me, I went to college for 4 years. You're going to be surrounded with a lot of single women attending college, pursuing a degree, So if you're looking for quality, you got church will be one, go to college, or go to a cooking class. If you're looking for quality single women, some of the options. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. Were you at Clark when Airman? Yes, I was down. I was at Clark. But yeah, I was at Clark. That was those two. Derek, those were the people. They were TDY from Korea. For Cope Thunder. Cope Thunder was the exercise in the Philippines, and I remember that when they were in a Dau area of Angeles. Unfortunately, they're new to Clark, so they weren't aware of the situation, how dangerous at nighttime. I was there. I was at Clark, man, during that. Those airmen got shot. Colonel Rowe was. I was there for the earthquake in Baguio. All this stuff happening at Clark during my assignment there. But it was still a great assignment, even all that stuff was happening. Attend the Zoom. Ooh, that's another one. That's a good one, Bon. That's a good one. Attend the Zumba class. Man, Filipinos, man, they're into Zumba. They're big time. In Calibo, Pastrana Parks got Zumba. City Mall Calibo got Zumba. And when you go to Zumba, chances are majority of the participants are women. So hey, man, there you go. There's another opportunity for single guys. Attend Zumba. I can Zumba, man. I've done Zumba before, So Dazzle gives me a hard time because in our school they did a Zumba thing, our SCI College Calibo, and I was awarded some award because they were saying that I was so energetic and I was like doing the Zumba, So they gave me an award like at the thing, and Dazzle even gives me a hard time about that. Fortune, good AM, Vaughn. Also good. I know, right? That's like awesome suggestion, Vaughn. See, I'm glad that people are chiming in because, that's quality Filipina that you're gonna meet there because, for one, she's exercising, so chances are she's in good shape. Good shape Filipina. Instead of biking, do running. When I was bike, I know biking you're talking about more. When I was mountain biking here, Fortune, when I was road, doing mountain, you don't see many females, unfortunately. It's mostly guys doing like the mountain biking on the road here, climbing up the mountain. So you don't meet many Philippine. And then when I was running, even in Boracay, I used to run Front Beach all the time. Mostly guys, Filipinas are, maybe just here, maybe it's in Aklan province. Not many runners here in I know maybe in Manila you have more just because I know they do a lot of 5K, 10K runs in Manila. I know Angeles City, inside Clark, they have a good running club there. Inside the old parade grounds at Clark, they made it a nice track. I've run that track before, the old parade ground, and there's always a lot of runners there, both male and female. So that's a good place to. You just gotta be out there. To me, it's like you can't be just sitting around doing nothing and expect a Filipina will knock on your door and be dating you. You just gotta put yourself in good situations where you have opportunities to meet a good Filipina. Attend expat groups like expat parties where there's expats married to Filipina, dating a Filipina, because chances are there will be other Filipinas there that are single. Here in the Philippines, very common here that if you invite Dazzle and I to like a get together, like an expat get together, if we go there, if we know like a single Filipina that want to meet an expat, a friend of ours, hey, come on, tag along, because it's not Here, you know how in the U.S. when you have a party, you're invited, maybe a +1. Here in the Philippines, if I got invited to a party, I can have a +4. I can bring people with me. The more, the merrier. People are like always happy. Oh, they'll pull up another chair, or they'll add another chair, or they'll expand the party to like the garage area out in the street. It's like never enough. Like when you attend up, nobody gets turned away, even if they don't know you. As long as somebody brings you along to the party, you're welcome to the party here. Hello, hello, Fortune. How's the holiday season celebration with the family? You were gone before Mount Pinatubo erupted? No, I was part of Mount Pinatubo, man. I was like part of the evacuation. It was June 1991. That's very memorable day for me, just because they evacuated me from Clark. I was part of that, we left early, like 7 in the morning, caravan to Subic in Longopo. I ended up at QB Point, the Kwanzaa huts, the Marine Barracks is where they put me, because I was single. At the time. So, and then when the volcano erupted, I stayed in Subic for like another month, because they had us, I'm single, active duty Air Force, so they were making us work, and I didn't mind at all, because the priority was get the military people with dependents for sure. Oh man, I don't forget that eruption, man, because I remember it got 12 noon, pitch black, brown out, no electricity. It got super dark, the eruption, and then there was a typhoon coming in at the same time. So when the ash was falling, it was like mud almost, because from the rain, from the ash falling, man, it felt like end of the world times. And then we would hear on the radio. We were on the radio. The base gym at they used the base gym at Subic at the time as an evacuation center. We would hear on the radio. We were on radios, and it's like the roof collapsed on the base gym. I'm like, oh dang, it's like, and when you're looking outside, man, it was just like, man, it was end of days time. I remember that. I would never forget my Pinatubo experience, man. Fortune 24th, Chi is still on duty. Yeah, ER. She's an ER doc. Man, she's gonna be busy. Fortune, during the holidays with all the fireworks. People blowing up their hand here. We will go to mass at 8 p.m. Then pick her up. Noche Buena at home. That's what we plan. Today when I go to SM Cherry, I'm hoping they got my queso de bola, because the last time I went there, they were out. We already got our ham. I gotta get my queso de bola, and then probably the ingredients to make pancit, and then maybe lumpia. That will be our Noche Buena. Noche Buena here is like the December 24 midnight. It's kind of meal that you share with your family, and it'll just be us. It'll be me, Dazzle, Leanne, and Mom. We'll have our Noche Buena right here. 25th will be in my brother-in-law, where Chi's side of the family will be celebrating. And then after our Noche Buena, we'll probably just spend the day here, Christmas Day. But Dazzle and I will have to go to Boracay, because our friend from Robbie and Jonalyn, they'll be coming from Moalboal, Cebu. They're gonna be there, I think, the 26th. 26th is when they land in Boracay. So we'll make sure we spend time with them in Boracay. You got to shake those hips and have, hey man, I've always had that, man. It's like, that's why I remember, man, that's even to this day, she gives me a hard time, because they awarded me with like an award during like the school Zumba, because they said I had all that energy. I had all the moves. I got the moves like Jagger. I got all that, man. Running, I see many good ladies in UP Diliman, and they were very nice. Oh, okay, Fortune, yeah. I could, and like I said, UP Diliman, they got that. But also, if you're in the Angeles City area, at Clark, inside Clark, they have a nice track there by the old parade grounds. Many people, early in the morning, at sunset, many ladies there go out there to walk and run in that area. They actually, the field, I've filmed it before. There's even soccer, but again, mostly guys play soccer on that field there. The family who celebrate together stays together. Yeah, that's what it's all about for us, Vaughn. You know, we've made it into a habit where for Christmas and then New Year, Noche Buena, and then New Year's Eve for New Year's Day, we kind of keep it small. We kind of, you know, just us. We don't go to like big parties or anything like that because for us, we just want to like appreciate each other. Like we'll watch movies. Oh man, it's getting sunny now, man. It's like the sun is like. We'll watch like Home Alone. We'll watch Home Alone. I might pull a Die Hard on them. You know, I know Die Hard's not supposed to be a Christmas movie, but usually that's what I like to watch during Christmas Day. So we'll watch movies until midnight, and then we'll eat our Noche Buena. Just be happy that we're together. We're blessed that we're happy together. We got gifts already. We got gifts for each other. So, right, Vaughn. It didn't take Edgar long to find a good one. Yes, it didn't take, I mean, I'm so happy for Edgar. I mean, he's been here, he got here September, he's been here October, November, these 3 months. And he met a very nice lady. Lani, it's like, we went to Iloilo City with them. We hanged out with them for a few days. It didn't take him very long, man. He met a good Filipina. And to me, I always say this, man, you know, that can make or break you here in the Philippines. And meeting the right Filipina can send you on a path of happiness. But, you know, meeting the wrong Filipina here can send you to misery, man. So make sure, take your time, you know, make sure, don't rush into it. Watch out for all the red flags. Watch out for the red flags. Some of the red flags is a lot of ex-foreigners experience this. The minute you become like, they call it like a walking ATM. The minute, you know, your Filipina starts, it seems like there's an emergency in her family every single week. You know, there's somebody sick. There's some a tuition needs tuition. You know, something like when it becomes like about money, you gotta watch out with that. You know, you gotta watch out. Make sure she's not like trying to bankrupt you. Right, Vaughn. It didn't take. Okay, Vaun. Edgar got. Yes, Edgar already has a partner, and now Edgar doesn't have much time for us. Poor guy. No, Edgar still got time for us, JP. We'll go fishing. You know, it's like when you get here, I'll schedule a fishing trip to Loolas. Edgar actually wants to do stuff, you know. That's why we went to Iloilo City. He wants to travel here in the Philippines. Edgar could make some money writing a book for the new expats. All right? You know, it's like... you know, Edgar's mentioned it to me that, you know, he might think of doing YouTube. So I told him, man, just let me know. I'll help you get started with YouTube, you know. And, you know, he's already on my YouTube. You know, you guys know Edgar already. Dazzle, you know, I was thinking after watching your streams for a few weeks, you are so positive all the time. All right, thanks, Sam. How do you do it? For me, man, you know, it's like... I'm just happy with my life, how I think how my life turned out. You know, come March here, I've been retired here in the Philippines for 15 years. I've been collecting a military pension from the United States from my time in the United States Air Force for going on 23 years. I mean, to me, it's like, I cannot believe that I've been collecting a pension. 23 years I've been collecting a military pension. You know, it's like free money every month that I receive. I got medical care here. I got sick 3 years ago. I got cancer 3 years ago. All my chemo treatments, all my radiation treatments. I had 12 chemo, 33 radiation treatments. My medicine, you know, man, when you go through treatments, I didn't realize like medicine is another thing that you got to be maintaining during that. I don't take any medications anymore, but all that was covered by my TRICARE medical insurance in the US. So to me, I just feel blessed, you know, now every day I'm just happy that I'm alive for one. You know, it's like I had people that I went through at the same time during the treatments, you meet these people because you're sitting there in the chemo room from like 9 to 4, and then you go through radiation. Same thing. You're there at nighttime with all these people, and some of those people aren't around anymore. So I feel grateful. I feel grateful for life. I mean, I don't take a day for granted. That's why I smile. I'm positive every day because I'm alive. I'm alive, man. You know, it's like that's a blessing in itself. You know, I always tell people, man, don't wait too long. Don't postpone your retirement. You know, if you can afford to retire financially, man, do not postpone it just because you want more money or you don't think you have enough. Just retire, man. Just retire. I have not met a person yet that told me that they regretted retiring. You know, it's like work will just stress you, will just decrease your lifespan. You know, the longer you work, the longer it's gonna reduce the time you have here on earth, man. Because that stress, that dealing with people, you know, that is one thing I truly enjoy. It's like I've worked with some good people during my career in the military, and then when I worked in the civilian world in Tucson, Arizona. But man, you know, it's like people, man, are hard to be around. You know, especially the climate now. I could not even imagine because when I went to when I was in the military, it was good for me because I felt like my coworkers, my brothers and sister in arms, we kind of supported each other. There wasn't much competition. Unlike when you're in a civilian corporate world, man, they're cutthroat, man. You know, people that's sitting beside you could be like knifing you in the back, you know, because they want that promotion instead of you, you know, just a different dynamic. And then now I could even imagine, you know, with all the division in the US now with politics and all that, man. I know it's hard to be working in that environment. I bet, man. I'm glad I'm not working anymore. Not in that. And I'm sure, like JP, I'm sure he's like glad that he quit working anymore and he's now retired, man. One. God bless Edgar JP. It'll be your turn, brother JP. All right. Gustavo, hey, I'm Gustavo, man. I decide what he deserves. No one else. That's Gustavo Fring, baby, from Better Call Saul. JP, when St. Helens erupted, we had to get on the roof and shovel the. Yeah, I remember. I had to do a lot of shoveling, man. Like I said, I ended up in Subic, the naval base, U.S. naval base. And it was buried in ash. It was buried in ash, man. We had to like shovel. I had to shovel a lot of ash, you know, ash from Mount Pinatubo for like 30 days before I finally evacuated back to the United States, where I was. It looked like light gray powdered sugar. Well, it's still rock. Chicken Man. All right, Gus Ring, Chicken Man. Speaking of queso de bola, I already bought her markup biggest, but I hid it because once she opens it, it won't reach Christmas. I know, man. If I buy it today, I won't slice it or I won't open it because it's almost kind of like eating potato chips. It's very addictive. The slice, it's kind of like hard cheddar cheese. It's a round shape. You slice it and you put it on cracker or whatever. But man, it's almost like eating potato chips. Once you slice it, it won't last long. It won't last long. She wants it open already and just buy a new one. Buy a new one. Hey, I can't blame her. I can't blame your wife, Fortune, because it's delicious. It's delicious. Breaking Bad. Yeah, man. I'm a huge Breaking Bad fan. Better Call Saul. Those are my top shows that I watch. You know, that I just finished all the seasons again. In a couple of years here, I'll watch it again. I can keep watching that series. It's so awesome. Jay, I was living there too, Mount. All right, Jay boy, I didn't know, man. Like I said, man, I was assigned to the 13th Air Force Medical Center. It's the hospital in Cyclone. I actually have friends Ida, Cheng, the people I work with in the hospital. We actually have a group, a Facebook group. So I've reconnected with them. You know, my coworkers, they were civilian employees at Clark. I actually went to Angeles, met with them. They actually visited me or stayed in our house here, went to Boracay with them. So great memories of my time at Clark. I just forgot to get one yesterday. All right. Gino, noong nangyari ang pinatubo, si Dazzle maybe just a toddler kasi edad ko enough to remember sa lahar. Dazzle wasn't even born. Dazzle, you know, when Mount Pinatubo, 91, Dazzle was born in 1995. Dazzle's 30 years old now. She'll be 31 this coming year. So she wasn't even born, you know, when I was evacuating out of Clark in Mount Pinatubo. I remember the Mount Pinatubo eruption when I was in Quezon City, all right. Rolling earthquakes with ashes falling and dark skies. Yeah, man, I was right there, man. I was right at the action because like Clark and Subic, you know, it was, you're right, it's right on top of it, you know. Mount Pinatubo is in between those two areas. So we were right on top of the volcano, man. And I remember in Angeles, the big bridge collapsed. The big bridge, I forgot. Was it? I want to say Abacan Bridge. So that was, you know, and the Lahar after that. The Lahar was like, you know, anytime there's a typhoon, the Lahar would flow in like the rivers in Angeles, taking out homes. You know, taking out homes with them. You know, it's like it wasn't just Mount Pinatubo. That was June of '91, but many years after that, man, Angeles City was in sad shape, man. Because I remember after '91, I went back to Clark like in '94, and they were still hurting. You know, there's like a lot of damage still. You know, they haven't fully recovered like 3 years after Mount Pinatubo. But now they're good, man. Now, you know, it's like Angeles City. It's a city now, man. They got skyscrapers now. They got like, you know, tall buildings, condominiums now. The candy towers. They got like towers now in Angeles City. It's really, and even inside Clark now is super nice inside Clark. You can actually rent homes, rent apartments inside Clark, which is nice. I wouldn't mind living inside Clark because they have that running track inside Clark, and right outside the gate is so different because Clark Air Base is American made. You know, America built that, so the roads are wide, there's traffic lights, people follow the rules of driving, unlike in Angeles. You know, nobody follows the rules there, just like everywhere else here. That's cool, but you got that $11 you owe me. $11 that you owe me. We were in Makati that time, Bon. Oh wow, it's amazing how now we're like thinking about that time, man. That was June of 1991. I think June 15th is the eruption. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas to the Panay Posse. Merry Christmas, everyone. I want to make sure I greet everyone a Merry Christmas before I forget. Good AM, Daniel. Hello, Daniel. J-Boy, the running track park at Clark is really popular and plenty Filipinas of all ages, right, J-Boy? That's a pro tip for me because I've been there. I've run that track, and they have a lot of events there, even like 5K, 10K. I know they have the Balloon Festival, right, in Angeles City. That's what I'm saying, you know. I know Clark, there's a lot of even retirees that moved inside Clark. A lot of Koreans bought our military housing, our enlisted housing, and officer housing. People actually bought those houses. I don't know if they buy it or lease it, whatever, but they're retired inside Clark. And there's casinos inside Clark. There's like restaurants. I mean, it's almost kind of like their own Clark City is what they call it, Clark City. There's a Marriott hotel. There's golf course. The old golf course is now like a private golf course. would be a good place to live because I did videos inside Clark. I have a Clark playlist on our channel. I was walking around like Bicentennial Park was one of the parks that we used to use when I was in the military there. Man, it's a nice place to live. You can ride your bicycle inside Clark. You can jog. They have a water park. I've been to that water park at Clark. What is that called? I forgot the name, but a nice water park. Water slides, wave pool. They have a Clark safari, kind of like a zoo, but the animals get to walk around. They're not in tiny cages. Great place, you know. I recommend that place if you're looking for help. They got condominiums inside Clark. So if you're looking for a place to live that's like more Western standard, everything available to you, you're kind of like in a bubble inside of a Clark. Man, I would prefer living in Clark before I would live in BGC. Cheaper rent inside Clark, man. Edgar recently celebrated his 60th and threw a party. I'm sure he was surprised he had a very good party with friends for just about 300. Look for Gino video. Buffet at La Casa. Yeah, I know. It was a great buffet, you know, alcohol, like food, alcohol, karaoke, a nice setting at La Casa Española. We may have passed each other and not know it. I know, right? It's amazing how that could have happened, Vaughn. You know, it's like people, you know, we were in the same area about the same time, you know. Hey, Daniel from Vaughn. Michael. Hey, Michael C., my good friend in Trece Martres. Good morning, bro. Happy Sunday. Life is so wonderful. Amen, my brother. Life is so wonderful. You just gotta be thankful, man. You know, any day that you're upright, you're healthy, you know, it's like, that's a blessing, man. Nothing is guaranteed, you know. Tomorrow is never guaranteed, you know. Things happen, and like I said before, you know, that one phone call that you get, you know, can change your life completely. You know, a call from loved ones in the U.S., a call from a doctor about a diagnosis. You know, it's like you really have to like just enjoy the moment. You know, especially you know, my age now. I'll be 60 soon here. You know, it's like I consider myself to be in the fourth quarter of my life. Man, I'm just gonna like enjoy every single day. I'm gonna wake up every day with like vigor, with excitement. You know, it's like I'm excited for each day because you got to, man. You know, life is a blessing. Hi, Fort JP Vaughn from Daniel. Sam, brilliant answer. God bless. All right, Sam. Appreciate you, my friend. Michael Manastas, hey, my good friend from Northern California. See, now look at this. I'm gonna walk you guys outside again because now it is becoming sunny again outside. So you can see like today, I mean, think about this, man. We are in December. We're like 4 days away from Christmas. And here in the Philippines, I do not have to worry about snow. You know, heck, I can go to the beach this morning. The beach is like 10 minutes away from my house. If I wanted to go to the beach, have a swim day on the beach today. Look at that sun, how bright it is this morning. Almost 8 a.m. here, quiet still in my neighborhood. I do hear somebody sweeping because my neighbors are pretty good at like keeping everything clean in front of their house because sometimes this leaves from this tree right here. But look at that, man. All my neighbors are quiet in the neighborhood. I'll have to walk my dog before I hit the grocery, before I go to SM Cherry. I'm sure Totoy wants me to walk her. Lowell, somewhere in my, I should still have Small vial. Oh wow, you kept Ash. You kept Ash from Mount St. Helens. Good AM, Michael C. from Fortune. Ted and LV. But 1995 is when I joined the U.S. Army. All right, all right. Me, I joined the United States Air Force in 1984, February of 1984. So when I was at Clark, when I got stationed at Clark, I was already a staff sergeant. I was already an E5 staff sergeant when I got to Clark. Ted, good AM, Fortune and all right, people now can go to Mount Pinatubo Crater. I know, I've seen that tour, man. There's actually like a VFW 2485. They got a Boy Scout club there in Angeles City, the VFW, and they go there to the crater at Mount Pinatubo. Right, a 4x4 across Lahar. Yeah, Lahar, and very nice views. Then trek some 30 minutes. Yeah, I've seen that tour. People go to the crater of Mount Pinatubo without the American base. Yeah, it's no longer an American base. It's called the Clark Development, CDC. I think Clark Development Corporation or something. But it's nice. It's nice inside. It's nice inside Clark. Every time I go to like Angeles City, that's where I stay. Inside Clark because everything's there. They got Starbucks. They got Burger King. They got nice restaurants, nice restaurants inside Clark. Angeles City and Clark are the favorite alternate sites of companies away from earthquake faults. I know they use it, right? I know they use it for like the convention centers. I know they use Clark, the hotels at Clark, they use it for conventions. A lot of conventions happen inside Clark. We had back-to-back then July 1990 big earthquake. I know, man. I was there, man. I was there for all that, Fortune. I remember the earthquake really well, July 1990, because we had to respond. The hospital at Clark. We had to respond to the earthquake in Baguio. Helicopter from Clark, taking supplies, picking up patients back and forth to Clark Hospital. Very busy time for us during that time. I mean, all kinds of stuff was happening during my assignment at Clark, man. Like I said, earthquake, volcano, assassination of Colonel Rowe, NPA shooting the air. I mean, a lot of times we were restricted inside the base. We were, what they would do was like anything, and that was during the time when they were trying to kick us out of the Philippines, the military bases. They were like, the senators were, like pushing the bases out. They would not renew the lease. So there were protests at the front of the gate back then. So there were many times, I remember when I was stationed at Clark, we were restricted to the base. If you lived off base, if you lived on base, you couldn't leave the base. If you lived off base, you're only allowed to go from your house directly to the gate. You're not allowed to hit the bars. You're not allowed to go to Jollibee. I remember one of my jobs, actually, they had to augment me. I worked in a hospital, but they called me a security police augmentee. They needed people. They needed the security police on base. They didn't have enough, so I got volunteered. In the military, you get volunteered a lot in the military. So I ended up getting volunteered. I became a SP, security police augmentee. I had to carry a weapon. So I had to carry an M16, my flak vest, helmet. So I was working at the gate, man. I was working at the Friendship Gate at the time. One of my jobs was like, when people were leaving the base, we had curfew. Everybody had to be on base by, I think, 11 p.m. So they were, that's when they opened the base, that they would allow people to, like, because people were going nuts. They're inside the base for like 2-3 weeks. They couldn't leave the base, so they finally allowed people to go off base. And I would collect their it's called the CEX. It's the ration card. So before you leave the base, people would turn in their ration card to me. I had it in alphabetical order in this box. And before 11 p.m., they had to be back on base for me to hand it to them. So at the end of the night, I always had a few left, that they didn't make it back. So those guys were going to be in trouble because, there's supposed to be a curfew at the time. But it was just crazy times. Like I said, man, here I was a hospital troop. I was like a medical troop, and I'm in the gate, with a flak vest, with an M16 and a helmet, and doing security. We had I was at Balibago. I know where Balibago is at the time when it happened. I remember around 11 a.m. it got really dark, and our roof caved in. I know people's roof were caving in. Like I said, the gymnasium inside Subic Naval Base, it collapsed. There's roof, because what happened when the ash fell, there was a typhoon during the same time. So the ash was heavy because it became almost mud, So the roofs, they just and the roofs here are mostly like metal, they're really, it just, a lot of people's roof caved in, even in base housing. I got pictures. I remember base housing at Clark, base housing in Subic, that many houses got destroyed. Abacan Bridge, I know. See, my memory's not that bad, Ray. my good friend Ray in Sacramento, California. Merry Christmas, Ray. I want to make sure I greet you Merry Christmas, brother, before I know everybody gets busy and everything. So Merry Christmas, brother Ray. Abacan Bridge, I know, right? We evacuated the Subic, man. That was I remember the evacuation because it was, my last day I saw my coworkers at Clark was like Friday. We had no clue. We had indications that there was a volcano that's erupting, but people were pretty much just ignoring it, like thinking well, it'll erupt, we'll be back to work, But we didn't realize it was going to be that big of an explosion. So a lot of my coworkers, the civilian workers I work with, the active duty people I work with at Clark, a lot of that was the last time for most of us to see each other, not knowing it. Like Friday leaving work, that was the last time we saw people, and didn't even get to say goodbye or anything, because what happened during the weekend, Sunday, they had it on FEN TV. They had an announcement that we were gonna caravan. Everybody that had a vehicle, you had to line up at the flight line, and they were gonna caravan us from Angeles to Olongapo City to like Subic Naval Base. And that took a while because we were all lined up at the flight line. I was in my car. I had my duffel bag. I filled up my duffel bag in my car, and they caravanned us. And at that time, they didn't have the expressway from Clark to Subic. Now you can make it there in like 45 minutes, an hour at the most on the expressway. But back then, you had to go through like San Fernando, and then the road to like, I think I want to say Bataan, but it's a long trip. Usually it would take 2 to 3 hours to make it from Angeles to Subic, but longer because of the evacuation, because of the traffic. Clark is interesting. I know, man. Clark was like, never forget. I'll never forget the stuff that happened to me at Clark. Hit before you forget. All right, JB. Thank you, JB. Merry Christmas. Sal. All right, Sal. We're friends on Facebook, so I'm seeing all your adventures, Sal, all over the world, man. Great photos, man. I enjoy looking at your photos. Merry Christmas, my brother, and a Happy New Year to you. Glad you're healthy. Oh man, I'm good, man. It's like, really, there's nothing slowing me down. For 2026, I'm gonna be able to do more traveling, hopefully more things. I'm getting in like getting to like best shape in my life again. You know, I'm walking a lot. I'm exercising. I'm able to do push-ups. Doing yoga. There's really nothing. I feel like that I have my health back, and I'm so grateful that I have my health back. You know us, we're traveling everywhere. I know you're traveling everywhere. Home basing in Japan, Chiba. All right, great for all of us. I know, man. I'm looking forward to 2026 because I know Dazzle and I will be able to travel more in 2026. You know, Mom is here with Leanna, so Dazzle and I, we definitely plan on doing more, getting out of our Panay Island, traveling more to Luzon. Hopefully Singapore. We're hoping to go to Singapore this coming year. Hopefully Dazzle's not scared to fly anymore. Hopefully. And Clark is very green. They are making the whole area a green city. Wow. Let me see. The last time I was at Clark, let me see. I'm trying to remember. That's where I got diagnosed with cancer at Clark. At Medical City Clark. That's where I found that I got diagnosed. Valentine's Day of 2023. So come February, 3 years ago, is when I got diagnosed with cancer at Clark. So, but that's the last time. That's the last time I was in Clark. So hopefully this year, Dazzle and I can make it there to Angeles City. I got friends there. Ida, Chang, are the people that I work with at the 13th Air Force Medical Center. I considered moving to Clark Freeport Zone at one time. Plus, they have a good hospital. But I decided that it really wasn't for me. All right, good consideration though, right? Lowell, good consideration. Like I said, that would not be a good, that would be a nice place to get settled there in the Philippines. They're home. There's Leanna. She's home from church. And Mama.
Hello, good morning.
All right. They're back. They're back from church. Yeah, it's a nice place actually, Lowell. I would still consider it because, I have nothing but good things to say about Clark. You know, you got a nice hospital there. That's Medical City Clark. You got malls inside Clark. I mean, inside Clark is really nice. The minute you get outside the gate of Clark, it does get congested. It does get congested there. But inside Clark, man, that's like a nice bubble, nice. Almost really like you're living inside a military base, you know, in the United States. You know, you're like, everything is there available to you. You don't really need to leave the base. Just like when I was stationed there, everything was there inside the base. You got like like water park, zoo. They got horse stables if you like riding horses. I mean, everything that was available when that was a military base. It's available now. She rises in faith. Happy Sunday. All right, happy Sunday. My sister Melissa and Nanay in Corpus Christi, Texas. Prayers and blessings. All right, prayers and blessings. They just came home. My mom and Dad and Leanna just came home from church. I dropped them off earlier at 6 before I started the live stream. Yes, JP. And right on, Sal Joy. All right. Ronald checking in from Shreveport, Louisiana. All right, Shreveport, man. I used to live in Shreveport, man. Barksdale Air Force Base is on the other side of... I know exactly where it is, man, because I was stationed there at Barksdale Air Force Base when I evacuated out of Clark, Pinatubo, like in 1991. That's where I landed. One day I was like in the Philippines, the military assignment of my dream. The next day I'm waking up at Barksdale. I'm in Louisiana. Shreveport and Bossier City. I worked at the hospital there at Barksdale Air Force Base. what was that? Strategic Air Command. Strategic Air Command. We had the B-52s. We had nukes. We have like nukes in Barksdale during the. I don't know now. I haven't kept up with the news in Barksdale, but very strict base. One of the strictest base that because it's like a Strategic Air Command. It's like the toughest command, like a very strict command in the Air Force. Fields Avenue was rocking back in the 80s. Oh yeah, South, of course, back in the 80s. And now I think they changed it a few times. I think Walking Street, I think it became Red Street, and I think now back is Walking Street. But mostly Koreans now. Mostly Koreans own and run the bars in Fields Avenue. Richard Attenborough. It's really hard to type with going for a double. Wish me luck. All right, Richard. All right. All right, I might have to put you on timeout, Richard, because you're not making a lot of sense here, like with your comments. I don't know what the, yeah, put the user on timeout. I'll put you 10 minutes on timeout. Ray, I was stationed at Clark twice. All right, 77 to 82, 374th, and 85 to 91. Tactical Fighter Squadron. I remember third TFS. First Sergeant. Oh, I didn't know you became the first sergeant there. All right, Ray. You were busy. I mean, man, that would have been a busy job at Clark, the first sergeant. People are always getting in trouble at Clark, man. One, lucky you. Clark is the best yet. It was for me too. That was like, I would say that was my best assignment in the military. I remember that protest outside Subic Naval Base. Senator Joseph Estrada at the time were turned away with multiple buses. Interesting times. Decision from Manila took away livelihood. Oh, for sure. Yeah. It's hello, Lamb Chop and Angelie from JP. All right. Said hi. James D. Merry Christmas. And your loved ones. I hope your health is on. All right, love, lots of love from England. All right, thank you, James. Thank you, James D. Juan, you got it. Decision from Manila does take away livelihood. Oh yeah, many people. I mean, looking back now, my friends, of course, they lived in Angel. My good friend Ida, she's got a house right outside Sapang Bato Gate. I actually stayed at her house on my last trip there. And, it was hard on them, especially, those were hard times for people in Angelo City because, they work inside Clark and you lost that livelihood. And then the lahar and then the damage, it's like not much going on, it was like survival for them, Ida had told me the stories during that time. I was lucky to get an assignment there. Oh yeah, for sure. In order for me to get the assignment in the Philippines, I had to do a remote assignment in Korea. I was at Suwon Air Base for 1 year in Korea, and then my follow-on assignment was Clark. That's how I got it. That's how I got the assignment. So nukes, all right, the nukes are still there. All right. Belus, hey Belus, my brother in Leyte, good morning. Thought I missed y'all. Have an awesome day. God bless, my brother. I started early today because I wanted to get stuff done after this live stream. I'm gonna hit SM Cherry and buy some grocery items. Good AM, Belus. All right. In the States, the military did away with military decals for your. Oh, I didn't know that. I remember that department. It's kind of like rectangular. It says Department of Defense with a logo. I remember that. That was always in my car. Man. I didn't know that they. I actually, man, I gotta get an ID card, man. My retired military ID card expires at the end of this month. You know, in a few days here, it'll expire. I have to get one of those CAC card, CAC card. I really don't have a use for it here in the Philippines, but I do. I would want to get one. Dazzle even has one. He's just got the new plastic. My ID card, my military retired card, is like the blue one, but that's laminated with a photo of me. I need the new plastic CAC card, the CAC card. I guess I'll have to go to Manila, or I'll have to go to Angeles City. I know that at the RAO in Angeles City, I can get that ID. Reynaldo, if you are retired now, where are you now? All right. He's over in Sacramento, California. Is for my brother Ray. Living in Germany was like having aircon in the outdoors. I know, right? It's cold. Man, here, it's like we don't have, like right now, man, it's starting to warm up here. I got the fan on here. I got 2 fans going here. Like I said today, here we are a few days from Christmas, and it's going to be in the 90 degrees today here for sure. Get a cat card. I know. I got to get that cat card, man. I got to get that. Like I said, it's not a rush for me just because I really don't have any use for it here. It's like I can't use, I've never been asked for like my military ID card here. If you don't have a current ID card, Sheriff Dazzle may demote you. Yeah, she'll take out a stripe. She'll take out a stripe, man. Sheriff will demote me. And update your dears. You may even have Dazzle's mom as your dependent, especially she lives in your home. Yeah, I might consider that. I might consider that on the net. I'll ask them. When I go to Clark. All right. I'm at the end of the end. All right, check it, man. You sip 7-Eleven. Not today. I got my Copico Blanca. I almost did. After I dropped off Mom and Leanna, I was gonna stop at the 7-Eleven, but man, it was like right around before 6 a.m. The parking lot was full, man. I was like, man, I don't have a parking space. So I said, I'll just have my Copico Blanca. So now I'm just gonna walk my dog before I go to SM Cherry. After I walk my dog is when I'll head to SM Cherry. I have my mom as a dependent on my VA. All right, Bon. The security police scan your ID to get into the base. You better get a new ID for you. The old one will be, I know it'll be obsolete. My ID will be obsolete. It's the only place that I will probably ever use it, Ray, would be if we go to Singapore. I do want to go to Sembawang Naval Base. And that's actually where I got Dazzle's ID card. So I might just even wait till we go to Singapore, because I know I can get inside the base with my old ID, and I'll just ask them to issue me an ID there, because I got Dazzle in the base without an ID. So good people at the Navy base in Sembawang in Singapore. This is the nicest YouTube live chat. Oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that, Sam. YouTube comments are usually horrible. It's so friendly here. Yeah, I think we got a good base here, Sam. It's like we have regulars on the live stream here, and I don't do politics. I don't do religion. The minute somebody comments like that, or somebody makes a bad comment, I just ignore. Very rare do I put people on timeout, but if it's disruptive to the flow, I will time out people. It's very wise to get your CAC card for that. She has it. She has her CAC card. Care something happens to you, it's much easier of Dazzle. Yeah, she's enrolled in Deer. She's on my TRICARE. Not a problem for Dazzle. Hi Gino, happy Sunday, Southern Cal Benny. All right. Have you tried Culture Blend Coffee? I'll have to look. Is that like an instant coffee, or is that like a coffee cafe? I'm headed to SM Cherry. I've not noticed the Culture Blend Coffee. I know there's a coffee shop that we had like drinks there, like cold drinks, Popeye or something like that, right beside Gold Deluxe. Is that culture blend coffee inside SM Cherry? I do notice by the customer service there's some kind of booth there, but I haven't bought anything from them. One, it's Gino's fault. Sam Griffiths. Thank you. JP, I am trying to limit my balut comments. You're trying to limit your balut comments. The other day, JP, actually, when we were at the opening of lights at Numancia, Liana wanted balut, but we had just finished eating nachos. We had nachos. We had like drinks, milk tea drinks. So at the time she was still full, but on the way home she go, "At Kuya, can I get balut?" I said, "You get balut? You just ate. So maybe today we'll head to the plaza today and get Liana her balut. PX in Japan is a huge plus. I know, right? I wish they had a military base here in the Philippines, man. That would be awesome. There's one in 7-Eleven. It's 16. Oh, cool. Okay. So it's a brand. It's a brand of 3-in-1. Like me, I guess I'm blinded because I always just look for my Copico, but I'll look for it. It's called Culture Blend. All right, I might try it. Did you know that the original base for the U.S. bases in the Philippines was until 2046? It was changed into 1991 in 1990. I think I've heard something about that, I think it was President Macapagal. Macapagal was the one that changed it to like, it is what it is. Things happen in our history that, really changed the dynamic here in the Philippines. I could just imagine if the military bases were still here. That would have been really awesome for like retirees like me, military retirees. So that would have been great. But it is what it is. It's still a good life even without the military bases here. I love those balut comments. I need one right now. My right knee's hurting. Your right knee's hurting. You need balut. My left knee hurts when it's cold out. November to March here. Oh, wait. I am out of here in a week. All right, JP. All right. Your knees won't hurt here, man, because we got warm weather for you. You're coming in at the right time too, JP, because January to June is like dry season. It goes from hottest. It gets like a inferno hot here during the summer. To Mom and Leanna, hello, howdy. All right. I'll tell them. Mom's outside now. She's doing laundry. Mom's always doing laundry, man. Leanna's back to bed, I'm sure. She's like back sleeping because she got up too early this morning to go to church. How did your call go yesterday, Kuya, the guy? Oh yeah, J-Boy, I knew him. He's Bizwax. His name is Bizwax on our live stream. He's actually in Davao City right now. When he called me, I thought he was in the US, but then when I picked up the call, he's like, and he introduced, I'm Bizwax. So it's funny how, because of people's handle, when he said, oh, I'm Bizwax, it's amazing because Bizwax has been on the live streams here for like 3 years. He's been a subscriber 3 years, been on live stream here. And that's the first video call I had with him because he's kind of like, he likes Davao. He's been there now. I guess his mom was from Davao. He's like, mom's Filipina, dad's American. He doesn't speak Tagalog well, but he's trying to find another spot. That's why he contacted me because he's my age. He's also, I think he turns 60 here soon also. And he says Davao City's nice. He likes Davao City, but it's city. It's a city. And he's watched our videos, of course. He's been a subscriber for 3 years. He likes what he sees in our community here in Calibo. So he's going to come here. I told him, man, come to Calibo, man. I'll show you around. I told him, we'll find you a spot here in Calibo. So he might be joining us here in Calibo in 2026. He's excited. He's excited. He just says that the Davao City is just too much going on in Davao City, like traffic, noise, and all that. And he sees how peaceful life here is in Aklan province. Derek, before Subic, their Navy base was in Cavite. Oh, Cavite, Sangli Point, right? In Cavite. My eyes may hurt from looking for fishing spots in Filipina. Hey, that's all right though. I mean, it's not bad to hurt your eyes looking for fishing in Filipinas, JP. What does Angeli say about where to meet a good Filipina? All right. She's doing laundry. I will ask her and report on the live stream tomorrow, Captain Ron. She's always busy doing laundry. And JP, are you picking me up or will it be Gus Spring? It will be me. It won't be Gus Spring, man. It'll be me. Picking you. Emilio, good job. All right. Thank you, Emilio. Just hang in there, brother. Do your time in San Diego. Let me know when you're gonna make that move to the Philippines. Let me know. I'll help a brother out. For helping people who wants to retire and move to Calibo. Yeah, to me, why not? It's like I don't mind guiding people here, helping them get settled here in Calibo. And like I said, it won't hurt my feelings. People have gone here to Calibo, didn't like it and left, but at least I will provide, like for JP, I'm provide him a soft landing here in the Philippines. At least when JP lands, I'll pick him up. He's got an apartment for 30 days. It's like I can show him around, introduce him to the other expats here in the community, so he won't feel like alone when he gets here. At least you got a little community. In La Casa Española, you got Edgar there, you got Mel living there, so he's got people there. Actually, James and Karen. Actually, James was messaged me yesterday. He's got a friend interested in living in La Casa Española. So there's gonna be expats in that apartment complex because it's really nice. It's really nice. Emilio stayed there, so he has experience staying at La Casa Española. All right, that one looks like a Russian. I don't know. I can't read that one. But I'm retired, living in Sacramento, California. There used to be a US in Cavite, Sangli Point. I know. Clark Air Base used to be Fort Stoddard. I know. I have a picture. By the parade grounds. They have a kind of like a monument, Fort Stoughtonburg monument. I have a picture taken in that area. Edgar says he is planning on busting my chops. He is, Edgar, man. Edgar's just funny. He's just gonna give you a hard time because you're the new guy. JP. But you're gonna like Edgar. Edgar's fun, man. It's like he's fun and he's having the time of his life here. A good person to be your friend in Calibo. He's busy now because he's got Christmas, getting ready for Christmas. He's got a girlfriend, parties, so it's busy. I'm sure he's busy right now. All right, I'm gonna end the live stream here. That way I can walk my dog. Then I gotta hit the grocery at SM Cherry. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for joining the live stream. I appreciate everybody's time. Hope everybody has a good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. And everyone, please stay blessed. Stay blessed.